work ahead for our starters here. And just checking on his form in Olympic year.
Present to you the finalists here for the men's 10-meter platform.
Apresentando os 12 finalistas da prova de 10 metros, plataforma masculino.
We now turn our event over to the referee.
And that beep signals the start of the last event here at the FINA Diving World Cup. It's the final of the men's 10-meter platform. First up for Germany, Sascha Klein, twice a World Championship bronze medalist at 10 meters. Inward 3.5 somersault, tucked 3.2, and we are underway. Well, he may not have expected to be diving first, but he didn't have the smoothest of days. But kept his experience going so that he could ensure he got into this final. Did do 70-40 he starts with.
Representing Korea,
Woo Haram from Korea. Back 2.5 somersault, 2.5 twist, 3.6. He starts off with quite a complex dive. And he didn't really deliver, sadly for him. 17 years of age. His third event of the World Cup. Both synchros, but that really fell apart. Well, he's still got 68-40 thanks to the high degree of difficulty. Victor Ortega from Colombia. 28 years of age, 10th in the 10-meter synchro with Juan Rios Lopera. He's got a back 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twist. Tight position, 3.2.
Judges score 6, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 6.5, 7.
Well, he's only got 62-40, no great shakes there.
Representing Russia, Nikita Schleicher will perform a 407C.
Nikita Schleicher had an excellent 2015, just 17 years of age, competing at the European Games. Came back the gold and the silver. And that inward 3.5 somersault tucked to a 3.2 is very tidily delivered.
Judges scores 9, 8,
Former European
9,
under-15
9,
junior champion.
8.5, 8.
Now definitely established on the senior level here, 83-20. Good opening dive.
Representing Canada, Maxime Bouchard, perform a 107B.
Maxime Bouchard, forward 3.5 somersault for Canada. Didn't start off too strongly in the semi-final. Just iron out the low scoring dives, but not on that occasion. 57, that's another weakish start. Dominic Bedgood from Australia, inward 3.5 somersault tucked, 3.2 for the 21-year-old. 9th in the 10-meter synchro with James Connor. Very deliberate, not quite the perfect entry position. Had a good World Championships. Came back with a bronze with Melissa Wu in the mixed 10-meter synchro. but not there. 43.20.
Representing the United States of America, Steele Johnson will perform a 6'2"
Steele Johnson
450.
from the United States kicks off with an arm stand, back 2 somersault, 2.5 twist. That's a 3.6 dive. He has got a 3.7 in his repertoire. Get the control.
Judges score 7.5, 7.5, 7, 7.5.
He wants to get some points in the bag with that high tariff dive, and 7.5s and a 7 for 79.20.
Representing the United States of America, David Dinsmore will perform
Now the second American, the
407C.
younger of the two, David Dinsmore from Cincinnati, Ohio. In with 3.5 somersault. Had a good morning. Looking to build on that now.
Judges scores 8, 81.5.
Into the entry position, which is cleanly delivered. 76.80, good start for him.
Representing Puerto Rico, Rafael Quintero will perform a 407C.
Now Rafael Quintero, 21-year-old Puerto Rican. They will consider that he's done the job, getting that Olympic place, but having performed well, he will want to see if he can deliver all the way through now. In with 3.5 somersault, touch position there. This is worth 3.2.
Judges scores 7.5, 7, 7, 7, 7.5, 6.5,
Just down in the
6.5.
high 60s, 67.20.
Representing FINA, Ivan Garcia will perform a
Ivan
207C.
Garcia, 22 years of age, the Olympic silver medalist in the synchro platform event. Opens with a back 3.5 somersault, 3.3, and he has got a big program with a big 4-1 as his penultimate dive. Not delivered that at all. That's a disappointment for him. Never got in the right entry position.
Judges scores 16.5, 6, 6, 6,
59.40.
5.5, 4.
That's well down. He has got opportunities to pull himself back up the board.
People's Republic of
Chen
China,
Ai-sen
will perform a 307C.
already got gold in the 10-meter synchro here with Lin Yu. The synchro gold medalist from Kazan, reverse 3.5 somersault, tucked 3.4 for starters. Slicing his way into the water.
Judges scored 7, 7.5, 7, 7, 7.5, 8, 7.
Judges will be looking at the tucks, the takeoff, all the different elements of the dive. That's only got him 73.10.
Representing the People's Republic
It's a
of
fairly
China,
low-key start as well. Now, Chubo came out absolutely blazing in the semi-final. He was dazzling. This is a reverse 3.5 somersault, 3.4. absolutely smashed this in the semi-final. 96.90 he delivered.
Judges scores.
Hit more than 90 in the preliminary with this dive as well. May not be up that far here. Where's he gone? Stomped off after 81.60, which is solid. Not quite in the style, though, that he began the semi-final. And in fact, it's Nikita Schleicher who's established himself at the top of the leaderboard. Chubo second. And Dominic Bedford really suffering for that poor opening. Two Americans in third and fourth doing well.
Moving on to round number 2, representing Germany, Sascha Klein will perform a 109C.
Taking about 10 minutes around. Pacey organising here from all the officials, very experienced in delivering these events. Round 2, Sascha Klein. This is a big 3.7 forward. 4.5 somersaults in there. Well, the theory, he never gave himself a chance. And again, not able to match his own standards. 10 times a European champion out of the tuck. And the legs never came up at all. That will be a low score for the German, 44.40.
Representing Korea, Haram Woo will perform a 407C.
Haram from Korea. This is an inward 3.5 somersault tucked, 3.2. 8th in the synchro, this height, 12th on the springboard, both with Kim Young-nan. Very quick, whippy style. Got himself through the tucked somersaults into a decent entry position. 3.876.80.
Representing Colombia, Victor Ortega, form a 107B.
Just underline our graphic there on the left, which illustrates the forward 3.5 somersault height. He's been to 2 Olympic Games, 4 World Championships, but never actually made an individual final at that level. 64.50.
Representing Russia, Nikita Schleicher will perform a 109C.
Now, he had a great opening dive. This is his biggest dive, 3.7, forward 4.5 somersault. Nail this, and he's really made a flying start. And he hasn't done, I'm afraid. Well, there was a real chance with his big dive. Through the tucked somersaults, and then it unravelled. Just never got the legs into the upright position. And 40.70.
Representing Canada, Maxime Bouchard, form a 626C.
Maxime Bouchard has a 3.3 arm stand back 3 somersault tucked here. 11th place after the first round. Now he's the fellow who's fought back from a nearly fatal accident as a show diver in the Philippines. He moved away from competitive diving, but he's finding some form here in Rio. That's 79.20, a much better second dive.
Representing Australia, Dominic Bedford.
Now, Dominic Bedford got off to a poor start with that 43.20. He's got a 3.6 arm stand back, 2 somersaults, 2.5 twists. in the free position. He was originally a gymnast, so should be comfortable with this part of the dive anyway. Great starting position. Had the confidence to keep his control and poise at the top of the dive, but still didn't really deliver the quality in it.
Judges scores 7, 7.5, 6.5.
Well, he pulls that dive all the way through the water, so even though the entry position wasn't that upright, it still was a decent job of an entry. 75-60. Steele Johnson starting strongly, now has an inward 3.5 somersault tucked, 3.2 for the 19-year-old from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Well, he's attacked that one.
Judges score 9.
Educated at Purdue University, same as David Budaya.
8.
And the great man would have been impressed with that completed dive. So too with the judges, 3 9s, 86-40. It was a good show.
The United States of America, David Dinsmore, will perform a 107B.
David Dinsmore also got off to a good start. Another teenager, 18 years of age, from Cincinnati, Ohio. Forward 3.5 somersault piked for 3.0 here. Quite as high scoring, I suspect, as Steele Johnson's, but Americans have still made a good start. Nice tight pike position there.
Judges scores 8, 8, 8, 8.
It's a 3.0, remember. He's got 72 points, but 3/8 is good execution.
Representing Puerto Rico, Rafael Quintero perform a 109C.
Big dive coming up for the Puerto Rican, Rafael Quintero. It's a forward 4.5 somersault tucked again. It's 3.7. This is his big one. Through the tucks as quickly as possible and give the time for the entry position, which wasn't too bad. He's down in the 7s and gets 77-70.
Representing FINA, Ivan Garcia will perform a 109C.
Ivan Garcia also with a 3.7, same dive, the forward 4.5 tucked. 10th place. This could improve his position no end. He's been in this competition the last 2 occasions it's been held. He got a silver in London in the synchro, and then 2 years later in Shanghai, got a bronze on the platform. He's got 88.80, which is a good return from his 8s there.
Representing the People's Republic of China, Chen Aisian will perform a 407B.
Chen Aisian down in 5th. This is a 3.5 inward 3.5 somersault piked. He's got 3 3.6s and a 3.7 left. Started off with 73 points on his first dive. Look how tight that pike is. Really got the forehead and the legs glued together there. increases the speed of the rotations and gets him 85.75.
Representing the People's Republic of China, Kubo will perform a 407B.
3.5 the degree of difficulty on this inward 3.5 somersault. In the lead, not quite the blinding start of the semi-final. Listen to that rip as he hit the water. He got 98 points with this in the semi-final. That's much better than his opening dive. 94.50. And he knows you have to get the big scores all the time. He lost out to Budaya in the Olympic final by 1.8 points. He's in the lead here. Steele Johnson, great start to this competition, and David Dinsmore. Wu Haran will be very pleased, the Korean.
Hey Kurt.
And Sasha Klein struggling to find his best form.
Pessoal, é isso aí, mas calma, tem mais 4 rounds.
2 out of 6 completed.
4 rounds to go. Vamos saudar todos os atletas que vão pular agora, hein? Vou contar 1, 2, 3, vamos gritar, tá bom? 1, 2, 3 e... Valeu!
Moving on to round number 3, representing Germany, Sasha Klein will perform a 6.26B.
Without his big mate Patrick Housting alongside him here. World Championship gold in 2013. World silver in 2011, Olympic silver 2008. But flying solo here, arm stand back 3 somersaults, piked 3.5. Much better.
That scores 8.5.
Flick of the legs, that kick.
8.5.
The rotation position in the entry too. Very solid, 85.75. That's more like it from him.
Representing Korea, Haram Wu will perform a 307C.
Wu, the 17-year-old from Korea. 3.4, the value of this reverse 3.5 somersault tucked. Nice dive. Well, his normal aim is trying to make the finals in the big World Championship events. He's got to the semi-final in 2013 and 2015, but upping his game here in the World Cup in Olympic year at 91.80 is a terrific third dive for the Korean.
Representing Colombia, Victor Ortega will perform a 6.26C.
Victor Ortega from Colombia. Silver medalist last year at the Pan American Games. This is an arm stand back, 3 somersaults tucked, 3.3. Well, right at the last minute he seemed to do enough to make the entry as clean as possible, but still in a angle there right towards the end, but kept on fighting it. 66 points.
Representing Russia, Nikita Schleicher will perform a 207B.
17-year-old Nikita Schleicher. Great start, disappointing second. Now he's got a back 3.5 somersault, 3.6. Been a bit of a child star, this young lad, European under-15 junior champion, and that European Games gold and silver. The European Games were designated by FINA as a junior event last year. 70-20, much better than his second dive.
Representing Canada, Maxime Bouchard will perform a 207C.
Maxime Bouchard. He's 8th. Back 3.5 somersault. Tucked 3.3. Good job with that, 25 years of age. 5th of the Commonwealth Games at 10 metres. 4th and 5th in both synchro events as well. 9's impressive, 89.10.
Representing Australia, Dominic Bedgood, who performed a 109C.
Dominic Bedgood, penalised by that disappointing start. This is his big 4.7 forward, 4.5 somersault tucked. Needs to deliver. Pretty good effort. Potential points here.
Judges scores 8, 7,
could have been a bit
7,
tighter
7,
in there.
7, 7, 7.
He's in the 7s there. There was an 8 in the mark, 77.70.
Representing the United States of America, Steele Johnson will perform a 207C.
Now, can Steele Johnson, the 19-year-old, keep up his great start? 2nd place, back 3.5 somersault tucked. Not flawless, the entry angle was a problem.
Judges scores 6, 5.5, 5.5.
That would have pulled him down.
6, 6.5, 4.5.
57.75. Pity for him, but he's still got 3 dives to go, of course.
States of America, David Dinsmore, who performed a 6.245D.
Maybe David Dinsmore can cash in. He was 4th at university in Miami, so he's got the perfect climate there to train. He'll enjoy this sunshine here in Rio. Arm stand back, 2 somersaults, 2.5 twists in the free position for 3.6. One of 2 3.6 dives in his repertoire. Well executed. Noisy American supporters up and out of their seats.
Judges scores 8.5, 9, 8.5, 8, 8.5, 9, 9.
It's a good entry. It's a good dive. 93.60.
Representing Puerto Rico, Rafael Quintero will perform a 62.43D.
So far, 4 to go. Rafael Quintero. .2, the value of this arm stand back, 2 somersaults, 1.5 twists. Looking much more impressive in this platform competition compared to the springboard, where he was 34th.
9, 8, 8.5, 8.5.
Completed the dive with a good entry. It's another good performance, 81.60 from the Puerto Rican.
Representing FINA, Ivan Garcia, who performed a 6.245D.
Ivan Garcia. Arm stand back, 2 somersaults, 2.5 twists. That free position here for the Mexican representing FINA here. Twice he's been Pan American champion in this individual event. Successes have come
7, 7, 6,
in the
7,
synchro
7 and
events.
1/2, 7.
This last dive was a cracker. This one a bit more ordinary, looks a bit disappointed.
Representing the
75,
People's
60.
Republic of China, Chen Asian will perform a 6.245D.
Chen Ai-sen in third place here. Arm stand, back 2 somersaults, 2.5 twist again. Free position 3.6. Really crisp entry into the water there.
Judging scores,
Sleek dive. He's nailed that. 99 points. Excellent work.
Representing the People's Republic of China, Kyubo will perform a 6
Put a
to
bit of
6
pressure there on Chubo. He's got a arm stand back 3 somersaults pint. 3.5 this is worth. Straightening the legs into the arm stand. Toes correctly pointed. It's a mixture of power and composure. How tight the pint position is there.
7 and 1/2, 8 and 1/2, 8, 8.
Shaking his head.
3 rounds down,
We
3 to
want
go
better
here
than
for the final
82.25.
event. Platform since the 20th Senior Diving World Cup, and just 1 point, or less than 1 point.
And we've
separating
got a bit of a
first and
battle on
second
there.
halfway
258.35, 257.85. Nothing in it. David Dinsmore, excellent. Wu from Korea, really going well. And the Puerto Rican and the Canadian. So Johnson slipping back rather. Sasha Klein steadily progressing. And Victor Ortega is the back marker at the moment.
Moving on to round number 4. Representing Germany,
Halfway marker.
Sasha Klein will perform
Turn
a
for home.
7B.
Sasha Klein managing to put behind his disappointments here and just hit a bit of consistent form. Back 3.5 somersault pint for 3.6. So we look over the city there. Nice. Twice he's been European champion in individual events. That is the sort of form he can show on the big day. Checking on his score, which is good. 95.40 makes the 44.40 even more disappointing.
Will perform a
Wu
207B.
is going well. The 17-year-old. He's a worker. 6 different events at the 2015 World Championships. He's got a back 3.5 somersault pint for 3.6 here. Never delivered it at all. Flat on his back when he entered nearly. Would have smarted somewhat.
Judges scores 41.5, 41.5.
Very disappointing.
3.5.
Going so well. He's gone from 91.80 in the previous dive to 43.20.
Representing Colombia, Victor Ortega will perform a 407C.
Victor Ortega with an inward 3.5 somersault. No disasters. All been mid-range 60s so far for the Colombian. This is an inward 3.5. Touch position there, 3.2.
Judges scores 6.5, 6.5, 7.
Just a little bit of continued rotation there on the entry.
6.5.
He made it as clean as possible, 65-60.
Representing Russia, Nikita Schleicher, who performs 5.255B.
Nikita Schleicher, the 17-year-old Russian. Back 2.5 somersaults, 2.5 twist, 3.6. Keep going on about consistency, but that is the essence of it.
Judges scores 7, 6.5, 6, 7,
A little bit untidy with the legs there, just
7.
wavering, a bit apart, 72 points.
Representing Canada, Maxime Bouchard will perform a 5.253B.
Maxime Bouchard, 6th. Recovered from a shaky-ish start. Back 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twists, piked 3.2 for the Canadian. From St. Constant in Quebec.
7.5, 7, 7,
heavy entry.
7, 7.5.
67-20. Down
Representing
on his
Australia,
scoring there.
Dominic Bedgood, who performed a 2.07C.
Dominic Bedgood, 10th. This is a back 3.5 somersault tucked, worth 3.3. You've got to admire the bravery always of these divers. Dominic was a gymnast like many others, training under a top coach.
Judges scores 7, 7.
Gymnastic accident, broke his back in a high bar routine.
6.5.
Horrific, 69-30.
Representing the United States of America, Steele Johnson will perform a 109C.
Steele Johnson was off to a flying start, but that slowed down with the previous dive. This is his 3.7 forward 4.5 somersault, his biggest dive. Tough position there, didn't really get the entry as upright as he wanted. Still chance to get a decent points haul. Attacked it.
Judges scores 8.
Good rotations, made the best of the entry. Jogs away as usual. 90-65. Well, that's his big dive, and he's got his best return by some way.
Representing the United States of America, David Dinsmore, who performed a 2.07C.
Keeping an eye on his countrymen's performance. They stack up on those stairs, waiting to perform, very organised. David Dinsmore with a back 3.5 somersault tucked, 3.3. The 18-year-old. Semi-finalist in Kazan.
Judges scores 7, 6.5,
14.
7, 7, 7.
World Cups in the past.
6.5.
67-65.
Representing Puerto Rico, Rafael Quintero.
An uneven competition, so the leaderboard will be interesting when we get a good look into the last 4 in this 4th of 6 rounds. This is Rafael Quintero from Puerto Rico with a back 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twists. And a nice entry there.
Judges scores 9, 8.5, 9, 8.5.
He's made a very good job of that. 83-20. Some nines in there. Two good dives in a row then for the Puerto Rican.
We perform a 307C.
With the extra knee supports. Reverse 3.5 somersault, tucked 307C, 3.4. He's 7th, the Mexican. Lovely entry. One of the divers who got an opportunity in the first ever Youth Olympic Games back in Singapore in 2010. Came away from the platform event with a bronze, 86-70. Good score.
Representing the People's Republic of China, Chen Asian form a 207B.
Chen and Chu are locked together, so little between them. 0.5 of a point. This is a back 3.5 somersault, 3.6 piked. And he's not delivered. And this scoreboard is getting a fair old shaking in this fourth round.
Scores 6.5.
Long morning already. They would have been here
6.5, 6.5
since around 8 o'clock, and it's now coming up at 2. 70-20 compared to 99 in his previous dive. So Chubo should open up a significant advantage here. He's got a 3.6 back 3.5 somersault. It's the same dive as Chen. Chen's 70-20 is going to look fairly small beer compared to Chu's point score here. He's really hammered that in. Oh, 102.60. That's our first ton. That is a superb score. Well, that is absolutely wiped the floor with Chen. Half a point in it now. Look at that. More than 30 points. Steele Johnson on course. And even Garcia chasing him. So too Dinsmore, the second American. And Puerto Rico close. Klein has continued to climb. And Wu has dropped back disappointingly.
Thanks, Kurt. Wow, amazing. We have more 2 rounds to go, and then we have the medal
first century there.
É isso aí, galera. Olha que bonito. Tudo bem com vocês? Tem gente nova. Vamos fazer barulho, gente.
Moving on to round number 5, representing Germany, Sascha Klein will perform a 307C.
Sascha Klein then, his 5th of 6 dives, worked his way, recovered and fought his way back up to 7th after that poor second dive. He's got a reverse 3.5 somersault tucked for 3.4 here. Very nicely done. Showing really good instincts, concentrating on each dive individually and really nailing that one.
10, 9.5, 9.5.
Well, there was a 10 in there. It's still 95-22, 95s in a row. He must be so frustrated on the one hand, but encouraged by his fighting response. Now, Korea's Wu dropped right back his previous dive. Now he's got an arm stand back 3 somersaults, piked 3.5. Blown his medal chances, I would have thought. Still only 17, remember. Just needs to get the legs straight and held. And off he goes. Didn't get the entry angle right. So just lost his way a little bit here. It was better than the previous dive, but it's not going to launch him back up the leaderboard. 70 points.
Representing Colombia, Victor Ortega.
Victor Ortega is the back marker at the moment. He's got a back 3.5 somersault tucked for 3.3. Well, his dives have all been in the 60s.
Judges scores 6, 5,
Not really
7,
keeping that dive
6,
tidy in the end.
5,
He gets 57, 75. Getting back in his standards.
Representing Russia, Nikita Schleicher, who performed
Schleicher,
307C.
who's from Stavropol, but he's moved to Kazan in Tatarstan, where the World Championships were held. It's a city of sport. A reverse 3.5 somersault tucked here. 3.4 seemed to look a better dive, certainly than his second one, which is the dive that's spoiled his performance here.
Judges scores 7,
Not really
6,
produced a
5.5,
blinder so
6
far.
and
The
1/2,
first one was
7 and 1/2,
by far and
7
away
and
his
1/2,
best.
6 and 1/2.
68.
Thank you, TJ.
Representing Canada, Maxime Bouchard.
Maxime Bouchard, 25-year-old. Came back for that big accident in 2012. Now he's got a reverse 3.5 somersault tucked for 3.4. He's 8th. Get to the semi-final at the World Championships.
7.5, 8, 8, 8.
Canada needing to grab entry positions here in Rio.
Por favor, por gentileza, durante o salto, silêncio absoluto. São saltos muito difíceis de serem executados, os atletas precisam de sua atenção. Obrigada. Representing Australia,
Looks good with a 3.4 reverse 3.5 somersault tucked. 11th place. Made a terrible start, recovered somewhat. Taking his time at the top.
Judges scores 8, 8, 8 and 1/2, 8 and 1/2, 8 and 1/2, 8, 7
Bad
and
entry.
1/2.
He gets 83.30 for it. That's his best so far.
Representing the United States of America, Steele Johnson will perform a 307C.
Steele Johnson with a reverse 3.5 somersault tucked 3.4. Terrific last dive. Still keeps him in the medal position at 3rd. Needs to keep it up. Has done. He'll be enjoying this. 19 years of age. This done on a bronze in the synchro by just under 6.5 points, but he's again produced an excellent dive there. 91.80, that's two 90-plus dives in a row.
Representing the United States of America, David Dinsmore will perform a 307C.
Well, the two Americans having a bit of a dash for the podium between them. Just behind in fifth, David Dinsmore. He's produced one 90-plus dive. This is a reverse 3.5 somersault tucked 3.4. Same dive as Steele. And same good execution. Well, can he match the score from Steele Johnson there? He's certainly done his best, but that's really tiny. 91.80 was Steele Johnson's. What's his countryman pulled up? 95.20. Well, they are really slugging it out like two gunslingers there.
Representing Puerto Rico.
Competition really hotting up now. This is great stuff. Rafael Quintero from Puerto Rico, 6th place, has got a back 3.5 somersault that's worth 3.3. A bit heavy on the entry there. Last two dives have been in the 80s. That won't be.
Got your scores: 6.5, 6.5,
The entry was heavy.
6.5, 5.5, 6.5, 7.
And it's 64.35. That's flattened him a little bit.
Representing FINA, Ivan Garcia will perform a 409C.
Now, this is the biggest dive of the competition, 4.1. Even Garcia going for the inward 4.5 somersault tucked position. Preparing himself. Well, he's hit two high 80 scores. He's in 4th place. He's got a 4.1 here and a 3.8 to finish, so if he can really deliver, he can put himself on the podium. It's a big ask. 22 years of age, the Olympic silver platform medalist. 4.1, the big dive of the competition. Didn't happen for him. Needed to happen for him. And you could hear the sigh around this aquatic centre, and he just couldn't find the entry shape, and he will pay for it there. That was 28.70 officially all over the shop.
Representing the People's Republic of China, Chen Asian will perform a 109C.
Flattened the crowd a little bit, that disappointing dive from Garcia. What's Chen Asian got in his locker? His last one was average at 70 points. This is a big 3.7 forward 4.5 somersault in the tuck. Lovely sound on the entry there. Well, he's hit a big 99. Obviously not happy with that previous one, but he's come out fighting there.
9.5.
This score, massive, the biggest so far, 103.60. Terrific response from Chen. Well, these two Chinese divers really giving us a show now in the final stages of 6 days of diving here at the FINA World Cup. Step up, the 3-time world champion. 3.8 for this forward 2.5 somersault, 3 twists, piked position. Boy, there's an awful lot happening in that dive. The entry position wasn't flawless, but he really went for it. Look at all those twists, 3 big twists in there. The points will still be big. 96.90.
Round number 5
If only
10-meter platform final.
Chen hadn't dipped, we could have had such a thriller here. Still some terrific diving to enjoy. Xu and Chen, the pace setters, well ahead of Steele Johnson. Look at the battle there with David Dinsmore. There's only 5.5 points in it. They'll be fighting between each other, two teammates for the bronze there. Sasha Klein, full credit for the way he's fought back. And Quintero dropping down a little. Plenty to enjoy and plenty to go for in this final round. Hats off to Sasha Klein, who's proved his quality with the way he's lifted himself back into the competition after a 44.40 with his big 3.7. He's come out with 2 95s in a row. Now he's got a back 2.5 somersault, 2.5 twists, pike 3.6. No, that one wasn't quite up to the mark before. The German mark always strong. It's just that ending that spoiled it when it was going well. Still a decent points, 88-20 from a 3.6. Well, he can come out smiling because he knows he's really worked right through his routine. Now Wu from Korea had really lifted himself up the leaderboard until that fourth dive went wrong. He's got a big 3.7 forward 4.5 somersault here tucked. Going for it all the way, but again giving the water a bit too much of a smack there through all those tucked rotations. But again, the legs never came up.
4.5, 5.5, 5.5, 6, 4.5,
and the marks,
4.5,
57.35 down to a 4.5, but up to a 6.
Ladies and gentlemen, to Karan Wu.
It's a shame for him. Victor Ortega down in 12th. 3.4, this is his biggest dive, reverse 3.5 somersault, never really nailed a big score, 66 his best.
Quando ouvir o apito do juiz, por favor, mantenha-se em silêncio. Obrigada.
Diver number 3, representing Colombia, Victor Ortega, will perform a 307C.
28 years of age. 2 Olympic Games already, 4 World Championships. Reverse 3.5 somersault tucked. 3.4. Much nicer finish to his program there. Really good entry.
Judges scores 8.5.
And the scores,
9,
well, he's pulled a 90.10 right out the bag there to finish.
Ladies and gentlemen, please thank Victor Ortega.
Great note to finish on, but maybe be wondering why there couldn't have been more like that.
Deixa eu dar uma notícia para vocês. Quando o atleta estiver lá em cima, por favor, vamos fazer silêncio, combinado?
17 years of age.
Obrigada!
World Championship level last year.
The referee whistle, please remain quiet. Então, quando vocês ouvirem o apito do juiz, tem que ficar bem em silêncio, tá bom? Porque ele tá ali super concentrado. Essa vai ser a última rodada. Então, vamos descobrir agora quem vai ser o medalhista de ouro, de prata e de bronze, tá bom?
Sign up a little warning in a couple of languages on the notice board, just saying save the cheering until they've completed the dive. Welcome them on there and then just let the divers get into their zone. So a delay for Nikita Steiker in 11th place. He'll need his concentration here to get up into the arm stand. The back 3 somersaults tucked, 3.3. Quickly into the position. It has been a bit uneven in this competition. More solid conclusion to his 6, 74.25.
7.5.
Russia have got 2 spots in the Olympic final, so Something to work towards.
Maxime Bouchard, performing a 407C.
Maxime Bouchard, 6th. He's got a 3.2 inward 3.5 somersault tucked. And he's certainly produced some good dives in this competition. A couple of scores that he knows he can improve on. Finishing up pretty tidily. Decent entry there.
Judges scores 8, 8.5, 8.
78-40.
8, 8.5.
Representing Australia, Dominic Bedgood will perform a 5
Dominic Bedgood turning his form around over the programme, starting with 43, then moving up to 83 in the previous dive. This is a 3.6 back 2.5 somersault, 2.5 twist, piked. Years of age, from Queensland, showing what he can do if he can just sort out the bumps in his programme. Finishing well though. That's his best dive, coming at the end, 88.20. Now, clear the stage for the Battle of the Americans. Nip and tuck between them. First up, Steele Johnson. He's got the 3.6. They both got it. They've both got the same dive. Back 2.5 somersault, 2.5 twist, pike. Well, he's given it a good go. 5.5, the gap between them coming into this final round. All down to how the judges liked it. 75-60, left the door open for David Dinsmore. If. Good competition though from young Steele Johnson, the 19-year-old. So, can his 18-year-old teammate cash in? 4th. Back 2.5 somersault, 2.5 twists, pikes again. It's the same dive, 3.6, 75-60. He needs to get 76, 15, 20 around there to get on the podium. I've got a feeling that he's done it there. The judge's view that counts, of course, through the twists, through the pike into the entry, which was good.
Judges scores 81.5, 81.5, 81.5, 81.5.
Well, he applauds himself and he has a big smile. 91.80, and he wins the American contest. A private battle there.
Representing Puerto Rico,
Good work.
perform a 307C.
Well, Rafael Quintero's had a good World Cup, got his place, produced some good dives. Reverse 3.5 somersault tuck, 3.4, just to sign off well. And has done. I like the sound of that. And his best score so far is 83.20. Good entry there. He could have been slightly tighter together, but it's a good job to finish with there. 91.80, well done. Great when they produce their best right at the end and leave everybody with a good impression.
Representing Finland, Ivan Garcia will perform a 5.156B.
So Ivan Garcia was in the hunt, but completely blew his big 4.1. This is a big 3.8 as well, and that's much better delivered there. Very quickly into it at the top of the platform. The forward 2.5 somersault, 3 twists on that 3.8. Hang around, didn't do.
Judges score 7.5.
Decent job.
7, 7.5, 7.5.
83.
A round of applause to Ivan Garcia.
60.
Representing
to go.
Republic of China,
Chen Ai-sen. Fantastic fifth dive. Back 2.5 somersault, 2.5 twists, 3.6. And he's got a synchro gold from this World Cup here. Again, he's produced a couple of absolute stunners. 99, 103, 60. That's good, it's very good. One of the judges made 102, 60. He likes it. Take a bow indeed. Terrific conclusion to this competition. 2 massive dives to finish Chen's program. Now it's Chu Bo in the lead. 3.7 forward, 4.5 somersault tucked. The 3 times world champion, the last dive of this World Cup. And he brings out the big guns at the end as well. He too has produced 3 cracking dives, a 94.50, 102.60, a 96.90. What's he ended up with? A really good dive. Down to you, judges. 99.90. Great stuff at the end from the 2 Chinese divers, really giving this crowd here in Rio something to savour, something to look forward to in the summer. Gold for Chu Bo, silver for Chen Ai-sen, and a terrific bronze for David Dinsmore of the United States, seeing off the challenge of Steele Johnson. Well played, Sasha Klein, to climb up to 5th.
Of America in 3rd place.
And great to see this diving World Cup brought to such an outstanding conclusion with some real quality in the last round. Chu Bo, as ever, the man to beat. David Budaya robbed him of Olympic gold. Tom Daly's robbed him of 1 world title when they were young lads together back in 2009, but he is the man to beat. Finish ahead of him on the podium, surely you'll have a gold medal round your neck. Chu Bo of China showing us what he can do, but so too did Chen Ai-sen with 2 blinding dives to finish off. Great competition here, and I'm sure they'll get a very appreciative round of applause when it comes to the medal ceremony in just a few moments. Chu Bo, the big diver who turned up here in the individual competition, and with Chen to compete with, gave us a show to remember here in Rio.
Valeu a pena! Vamos fazer barulho aí pros vencedores! Uhul! Gente, vocês estão na final! This is our last day, last event! Foi demais! Congratulations to our 20th FINA World Cup medal winners and those who secured an Olympic qualifying spot. Thank you, judges and officials. Muito obrigada a todos os juízes e oficiais. Thank you to all our volunteers. Galera, é o seguinte, eu gostaria de pedir uma salva de palmas especial, aquela bem, bastante energia para todos os nossos voluntários que estiveram aqui com a gente. Palmas para os voluntários, galera! Eles arrasaram, estão aqui ralando, sempre com um sorriso na boca, super felizes. É isso aí, energia da galera muito boa. The 20th FINA Diving World Cup presented by Cassie Hill would like to thank you for coming and hopes you and your loved ones enjoy the event.